All right, let's tackle a question that a lot of people face. What is the absolute smartest way to invest a big chunk of money? Today, we're going to walk through a really practical, rule-based approach that helps take all the emotion and guesswork out of the picture. So maybe you just got a big bonus, or an inheritance, or maybe you sold some property. It's a great problem to have, right? But man, it can also be super stressful. That feeling of, okay, what do I do now so I don't mess this up? That's exactly the problem we are going to solve today. You see, at the very heart of this problem is what we can call the lump sum dilemma. It's that classic mental tug of war every single investor feels when they've got a pile of cash just sitting there ready to be invested. It really boils down to two huge fears fighting in your head. On one side, you think, if I invest it all right now, what if the market crashes tomorrow and I lose a chunk of it immediately? But on the other side, you're thinking, but what if I wait for a dip and the market just keeps going up and up? I'll miss out on all those gains. This fight often leads to what's called analysis paralysis, where you're so scared of making the wrong choice that you just get frozen and do nothing at all. So here's the secret. The market isn't a static, predictable thing, so your strategy shouldn't be either. The absolute best approach is a dynamic one, a strategy that's built to adapt to what the market is actually doing in the real world. And that brings us to the roadmap we're going to follow. It's called the Dynamic Entry Allocation Strategy, or DEAS for short. Just think of it like a GPS for your money, a clear, reliable guide that tells you which turn to take based on the road conditions right in front of you. So what is this thing really? Well, DAS is a flexible, rule-based model. And the two most important words there are rule-based and market conditions. It's designed to take your emotions, all that fear and greed, out of the driver's seat and replace them with a simple, logical set of instructions. No more guesswork. Okay, so how does this actually work? Well, you don't need a crystal ball. All we have to do is simplify the market's behavior into three easy-to-understand moods. We'll call them regimes. First up, regime one, the expensive market. You know this one. It's when the stock market is hitting all-time highs, everything feels a little pricey, and it seems like every single person you know is suddenly a stock market genius. You can think of it like an overheated party. It's crowded, loud, and maybe not the best time to jump right into the middle of the dance floor. Next, we have regime two, the normal market. Now, this is kind of the balanced zone. The market's not super cheap, but it's not crazy expensive either. It might be just kind of moving sideways. Let's call this mild weather, Not a hurricane, but not perfect sunshine either. Honestly, this is where the market hangs out a lot of the time. And finally, regime three, the cheap market. This is what happens after a big drop, like a 15 or 20% correction from the top. There's fear everywhere you look, the news is all doom and gloom, and stocks are on sale. Now, this feels like a stormy market for sure. But here's the secret. For a prepared investor, this is the real zone of opportunity. Okay, so we know the three market modes. Now for the most important part, the playbook. What do you actually do in each of these situations? When the market is in that expensive, overheated state, regime one, your strategy is simple. Patience. You park your cash somewhere safe and you wait for the market to give you a better entry point. You deploy on the dips. And the rules are super specific, which is what makes it work. First, you take that entire lump sum and you put it in a low-risk, liquid, or overnight fund. Think of this as a safe parking spot that earns you a little bit of interest. You're just keeping your powder dry. Then the rules kick in. For every 2% the market drops, you move 5% of your cash into stocks. If you see a bigger fall, say 5%, you get a little more aggressive and shift 12 to 15% over. See what this does? It forces you to buy methodically as things get cheaper. So what about that normal sideways market we talked about? Well, in this situation, we take a more balanced approach. The goal is to get some skin in the game right away, but also to hedge our bets in case the market decides to take a dip. The plan is so simple. You take half your money, let's say you have 10 lakh, so that's 5 lakh, and you invest it right now, today. You put the other half into that safe cash fund, and you set up what's called a systematic transfer plan, or STP, to automatically move bits of it into stocks over the next 6 to 9 months. This way is brilliant, because if the market goes up, hey, you're already participating. If it goes down, you're automatically buying more at cheaper prices. It's a fantastic way to reduce the chance of regret. And now for the big one, regime 3. The market is cheap, and everybody else is panicking. This is not the time for half measures. This is the moment to be aggressive and to act with conviction.
Yep, that's right. When the market is on sale, you deploy 80 to 100% of your lump sum straight into stocks. I know, this is the move that feels the scariest, which is precisely why it works so well. You're being brave when everyone else is afraid. So, as we start to pull all this together, let's just focus on the big picture. The real power of this whole thing isn't in any single decision. It's in having a system that guides you through whatever the market is doing without all that emotional drama. This little table right here is your ultimate cheat sheet. It lays out the entire strategy in one quick glance. Market's expensive, you park your cash and wait for dips. Market's normal, you do a 50-50 split. Market's cheap, you go in big. This is your logical framework ready to go whenever you need it.
So why does this actually work better than just winging it? Well, it's pretty simple when you think about it. The system forces you to buy more when prices are low and less when they're high. It makes sure you're not sitting on the sidelines with all your cash if the market just keeps climbing. It basically automates your risk management. And maybe the most important part, it replaces those gut feelings and emotions with clear, simple, logical rules. And I just want to leave you with this one final thought. The goal when you're investing a lump sum is not to perfectly time the absolute bottom or the absolute top of the market. I mean, that's impossible. The real goal is to structure your entry in a smart, systematic way that gives you the best chance of success no matter what the market throws at you. So the question isn't, when is the perfect time? The real question is, what's my plan for right now?